in the Exumas. We are motoring because the wind's been on the nose the last 2 days, but expect to drop anchor at Big Majors around 7 o'clock, so right before sunset. Um, Myanmar's doing great. It's been chugging along. Um, since I made my last video, we went through all those bridges, and then we stayed in Fort Lauderdale for a day. We crossed the Gulf Stream on Saturday, which was actually, we went a little bit before the weather window that we were advised to take. Um, More about that. We crossed over to Bimini. We left Fort Lauderdale about 7:30 in the morning. Got into Bimini and got cleared customs and all that by about 6:30. Customs Bimini was easy. We went to the Bimini Big Game Club. Easy, no surprise expenses. 120 days, so all good there. Um, and then we left Bimini yesterday morning and went across the Bahama Banks and across the front of the ocean, um, just down around the south end of New Providence and across the Yellow Banks. And we are closing in on our destination. This is a really weird feeling because some of you may know that I kind of grew up here. I was one of those homeschooled boat kids way before YouTube. We were YouTubers pre-YouTube. But anyway, this is sort of my home. And Matt's been dreaming about bringing his boat to Clearwater for years and years and years. And I'm always dreaming about getting back to this place. It's been a couple of years, but um, I've never really come here. I've done almost 40 Gulf Stream crossings. Been here a bunch of times, but it's always sort of on a quick vacation or somebody else's agenda. Now, of course, Marianne and I have to fly back to the States now that we're here because she was supposed to go back to school today. Um, but it took us a little bit longer than we expected to get here from St. Augustine, but we pushed it, and I'm really, really glad we did. The crossing window, we basically had northeast winds for a long time. We went entirely inshore to Fort Lauderdale, so the winds started to die down Saturday morning, and basically the small craft advisory was over at 8 Saturday morning. We were planning on leaving Saturday evening. And, sometimes there are things other than the weather report that you look at. So we're in Fort Lauderdale. I look at, of course, we had Chris Parker advising us because he's the best, and I wouldn't make a big passage without consulting him. But we had his info, we had Wendy, we had the NOAA forecast, and every other, resource that you can use. Um, and even though it was still supposed to be a little bit windy Saturday morning, we woke up, all the fishermen are going out, it feels good, it felt like the right time to leave. And I pushed my crew a little too hard. I made the decision to leave a little bit ahead of schedule, and we had a beautiful sail. We were across that week in less than 8 hours. So absolutely beautiful trip. And would I make the weather decision or passage decision based on instincts again? Yes, I probably would, but I would think very carefully about it. It did great, crew did great, but it wasn't necessary. We could have waited another day or two. So here we are, and I'm happy about that. So, yay. Oh, shout out to Tinsley on Chelsea Abandoned. We were able to at least kind of keep each other company via text last night. She's on the way from um, I think she's heading to Nassau today, but she was crossing the banks with us too. So Island Packet friend Tinsley of the Salty Abandoned podcast and YouTube channel. Check her out. But it's always fun to come here and you know run into people you know. And beautiful thing about what I do is I've sold a lot of boats to a lot of people, and a lot of them are here right now. So I love that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I'll give you more. I'm sorry. Here. Oh, don't eat that. It's soggy. Here.
Miriam, what are you doing? Explain what you're doing.
This golf cart has no battery, and I have to push the golf cart up the hill.
The golf cart really does have a battery.
Alright, I'm
It's
done.
just weak.
I'm hopping in.
Alright, no, I think the golf cart battery is dying legit. Because
Yeah.
this is all we've got on flat. I think it's time to text Carlos.
It's you and me. And if I only could make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap our places.